Okay, so we were doing with binomial equations. So I have one last important sum from binomial equation. Maybe I'll call this 3. The question is this: solve the equation x to the power 5 minus 1 equals to 0 and deduce the values of cos pi by 5 and cos 2 pi by 5. So I have to find the solution of this binomial equation, and with those solutions you have to obtain the values of cos pi by 5 and cos 2 pi by 5. So solving this is very easy. You know why? So the solution of x to the power 5 minus 1 equals to 0 are, you already know this, cos of 2k pi by n plus n here is 5, so 5 plus I sine 2k pi by 5, where k equals to 0. If it is 0, this that will give you 1, 2, 3 and 4. So these are the all 5 roots, or 1 alpha, alpha square, alpha cube, alpha to the power 4, where alpha equals to cos, so this can be written as 2 pi by 5. Using the De Moivre's theorem, this k can be taken in the power. So the roots are like this. So the roots are alpha, then alpha square, alpha cube, alpha to the power 4 and definitely 1. So these are the 5 roots of the given equation. So I have solved the roots. I have solved the equation. Okay, or one more step can be simplified. Since alpha to the power 5 equals to 1, thus the roots to x to the power 5 minus 1 equals to 0 are, so I can simplify the roots more. 1 alpha, alpha square, alpha cube from here can be written as 1 by alpha square, and alpha to the power 4 from here can be written as 1 by alpha. So these are the complete roots of your given equation, where alpha is this thing. You can write this as e to the power I 2 pi by 5, or the whole thing. I hope it is clear up to here how to solve a binomial equation. So these are the roots of your given binomial equation. Okay, so this k using the De Moivre's theorem can be taken in the power, and the inside part can be thought of alpha or any other thing you can take, and then alpha to the power 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, alpha to the power 0 is 1, and then this one. And because alpha is the root, so alpha to the power 5 minus 1 equals to 0. So from here alpha to the power 3 can be written as 1 by alpha square, and from here alpha to the power 4 can be written as 1 by alpha. So you don't have a problem anymore, I hope. Now you have to determine the values of this and this. So therefore now x to the power 5 minus 1 can be factored this way, because these 5 are the roots, or these 5 are the roots. Let me factor this as x minus 1, x minus alpha square, x minus 1 by alpha square, and then x minus 1 by alpha. So it can be factored in this manner because it is a root. If I divide by x minus 1, you know what is the logic? If I divide by x minus 1, so here I remain with x to the power 4 plus x cube plus x square plus x plus 1, because that is the GP. Instead of doing the division also, you can apply the formula for GP, and this can be paired. So this will be paired with this one. So what I will remain with x, multiply this with this. So x square minus alpha plus 1 by alpha x plus 1, because alpha into 1 by alpha and into x square minus alpha square plus 1 by alpha square x plus 1. So if you have any doubts up to here, you may ask. Now the same thing that we did in the last class, we'll try to find a equation with roots are alpha plus 1 by alpha and alpha square plus 1 by alpha square. So I'll divide both sides by x square, because I want to remove this x, I want to remove this x. I'll divide both sides by x square, so this will be divided by x, this will be divided by x. So this will become x square, this will become x, and this will become 1, this will become 1 by x, this will become 1 by x square, and on the right it will become x plus 1 by x minus alpha plus 1 by alpha into x plus 1 by x minus alpha square plus 1 by alpha square. So what I did here, I am dividing both sides by x square. I am dividing both sides by x square. So this will be divided by x, this will be divided by x. So this will become x, this will become 1 by x. I am taking them together, minus this x will get cancelled. Similarly here. Now as usual, put this as t, and you can again rearrange them. You can write this as x square plus 1 by x square, x plus 1 by x plus 1. So you can rearrange them. Okay, so this rearranging can be done. You can do it, x square plus 1 by x square, x plus 1 by x plus 1. So let's put this as t. So put t is equals to x plus 1 by x. Therefore the left hand, and therefore this will imply t square minus 2 is x square plus 1 by x square. That is very simple. You square both sides and get this. The left hand side was x square plus 1 by x square, that is t square minus 2, plus x plus 1 by x, that was t, and then plus 1, right? So x square plus 1 by x square is t square minus 2, x plus 1 by x is t, and then plus 1, and right hand side will become t minus alpha plus 1 by alpha, and right hand side will become, and the second term will become this. Now let's see what is this thing and what is this thing. Alpha plus 1 by alpha. What is alpha? Alpha is cos 2 pi by 5 plus I sin 2 pi by 5. And remember, 1 by alpha will only change here. This will become minus. So what is 1 by alpha? So cos 2 pi by 5 minus I sin 2 pi by 5. That is very obvious to check. 1 by alpha will be this. Okay, because 1 by this quantity, if you rationalize, it will completely become this. As a result, this 2 is getting cancelled out. So what is the value of this number, alpha plus 1 by alpha? It is 2 times cos 2 pi by 5. So this whole thing can be replaced by this, and alpha square plus 1 by alpha square. Alpha square means square of this quantity, and by De Moivre's theorem there it will become 4 and there it will become 4, because whatever is there in the power, that will come here. So this will become cos 4 pi by 5 plus I sin 4 pi by 5 2 times cos 4 pi by 5. Am I clear with this part? Okay. So therefore I'll just put here things. So this is t square plus t minus 1 equals to, the right hand side now becomes t minus this number 2 cos and t minus 2 cos. Okay, so I have this thing. Now what is meant by this? This can be factorized in the form t minus something, t minus something. That means 2 cos 2 pi by 5 and 2 cos 4 pi by 5 are the roots of this quadratic, right? Because this quadratic can be factorized as t minus some number, t minus some number. These two numbers are root of this quadratic. So to find their values, I have to solve this quadratic. To find their values, I have to solve this quadratic, because I know how to solve this quadratic. I'll get two distinct roots, and those two distinct roots will be the value of this and this. Okay, so let's solve this quadratic. So therefore t equals to minus b plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac, that will become plus 4 by 2, minus 1 plus minus root 5 by 2. Therefore one root is minus 1 minus root 5 by 2, and another root is minus 1 plus root 5 by 2. Now we have a confusion. So one of them is the value of this, and one of them is this. I don't know, like this can be this, or this can be the remaining one. But how to decide which one is which? Who can tell me which is the value of this number and why? So because you know that this is positive, because this is an acute angle, less than 90, so for less than 90, the angle lies in the first quadrant, so cos is always positive. So this should get a positive value, and this is a positive value because root 5 is 2 point something, and minus 1, that will be positive only, but this quantity is negative, so this is negative because this angle lies in the second, how much? In the second quadrant maybe. Yes, in the second quadrant, so cos is negative. Okay, so therefore the value of this quantity is this. So therefore 2 cos 2 pi by 5 is minus 1 plus root 5, so I write plus root 5 in the front, minus 1 by 2, and the value of 2 cos 4 pi by 5 is minus root 5 minus 1, or you can give a minus common by, and you can justify why you have chosen this value, because cos 2 pi by 5 is a negative positive quantity. So, or what is the value of cos 2 pi by 5? It is root 5 minus 1 by 4. And what is the value of cos 4 pi by 5? This 2 will go and divide, so minus root 5 plus 1 by 4. Now the question says determine the value of, the question was determine the values of cos pi by 5 and cos 2 pi by 5, not 4 pi by 5. So this I have determined. I have to now determine the value of cos pi by 5. It's very easy to determine from here. You see how? You try to write down this as cos of pi minus pi by 5. No problem, because pi minus pi by 5 is 4 pi by 5. So I am rewriting 4 pi by 5 like this. And what is cos of pi minus theta? Cos of pi minus theta is minus cos theta. So this happens. So what is the value of cos pi by 4 or cos pi by 5? It is root 5 plus 1 by 4. So you have determined the value of this, and you also determine the value of this. So talking about what is a special root. Special roots of x to the power n minus 1 equals to 0. Now I'll just give you first a quick thing. Consider few binomials x minus 1 binomial equations. Okay. So let me quickly write their roots. So the root of this equation is 1, right? The root of this equation is 1 and minus 1. Sorry, 1 and 1 and minus 1. The root of this equation is 1 and the other two roots are omega and omega square. You know what is omega square, and here the root is 1 minus 1 I minus I. You may check. So by using the concept given before, you can find these are the roots. Similarly for x to the power 5 minus 1, the roots are 1 and then the four roots are alpha, alpha square, alpha cube, alpha to the power 4. What is alpha? Where alpha equals to cos of, right now we did, so 2k pi by 5 plus I sine 2k pi by 5. So k I am taking out as power and hence these are the roots. So we know this. What is omega? We know this. Omega equals to cos of 2 pi by 3 plus I sine 2 pi by 3. So we know how to solve a binomial equation now. Now what is a special root of a binomial equation? If it is not a root of the lower power than this. That means the special root of this is this, the special root of this equation is this, but the special root of this equation is only minus 1. 1 cannot be a special root of this because 1 is a special root of the previous one. Is a root of the previous one. So what are special roots? The numbers which are not the roots of the lower power. So the numbers which are not the roots of the lower power are actually the special roots of this one. So 1 cannot be a special root of this equation because 1 is a root of x minus 1. And minus 1 cannot be a root of this equation. Is a special root of this equation because minus 1 is not a root of the previous one. So only this is the special root. 1 cannot be a special root because 1 is a root of this, 1 is a root here, not a special. But yes, omega and omega square both are special roots. Okay, they both are special roots because they are not the roots of the previous powers. Here 1 cannot be a special root because 1 is the root of all of them. Minus 1 cannot be a special root because 2 is less than 4 and minus 1 is the root of this. I is a special root because I appears nowhere. Minus I is a root because minus I appears nowhere. 1 cannot be a special root. This does not appear anywhere. So these all are special roots. So did you understand my concept of special roots? So whatever I did here, that is the definition of a special root. I'll write down. Yes, Bharat. What is the definition? Alpha is a special root of x to the power n minus 1 equals to 0. If and only if alpha is not a root of x to the power n dash minus 1 equals to 0. What is n dash? N dash is strictly less than n. It should not be a root of the lower powers. Okay. So I'll write down the definition, but one more thing. If I keep on going this way, if the power gets increased, if the power keep on increasing, then it will be really very difficult to determine the special root. Suppose I have x to the power 12 minus 1. Now if you go with this process, it will really be a hectic job. Okay, so we have some theorems that will answer our question, what are special roots and so on. So let me first define what I mean by a special root. So what is meant by a special root? So this is the definition. Special root definition is this: a root of the equation x to the power n minus 1 equals to 0, which is not a root, of the equation x to the power m minus 1 equals to 0, where m is any integer less than n. So this is the definition, is said to be a special root of x to the power s. So a root of this equation which is not a root of this equation where m is any integer less than n is said to be a special root of this. That means to find the special roots of x to the power 12 minus 1 equals to 0, you have to remove all the roots of x to the power 1 minus 1 equals to 0, x to the power 2 minus 1 equals to 0, x to the power 11 minus 1 equals to 0. So you see, it will really be a difficult job to eliminate all of them. So the next theorem answers our question how to find a special root. So the theorem says this. The special roots of x to the power n minus 1 equals to 0 are, do you know what are the roots of this? The roots of this is cos 2k pi. So instead of k, I'll write here r by 2k pi by n plus I sine 2k pi, so 2r pi. You know what are the roots of this equation? The roots of this equation are cos 2k pi by n plus I sine 2k pi by n, where k equals to 0 up to n, 0, 1 up to n minus 1, n minus 1. But we will choose all those from here to there, where r is what? Where r is a positive integer less than n and prime to n. So this theorem, I'm skipping the proof as already mentioned because I will not be doing special root in much detail because it is not completely mentioned in the syllabus anywhere. Definitely you can go through the proofs, they are easy enough, but for the time being I'll skipping the proof because your exams are approaching and we do not have much time in our hand. Okay, so remember what this theorem says. Among all those ones which are the special roots, all those k's which are prime to n, those are special roots. For example, I'll give you an example how this theorem is helpful for us. So suppose I give you a question, find the special roots of x to the power 12 minus 1 equals to 0. Okay, so if this is the question, how to find the special roots, the answer is very simple. So what does the theorem says? The special roots of x to the power 12 minus 1 equals to 0 are this: cos of 2r pi by 12 plus I sine 2r pi by 12, where r is less than 12 and prime to 12. Okay, now you tell me Now you tell me what are the numbers which are less than 12 and prime to 12. That means all you have to consider from 1 to 11 and which are prime to 12. That means the GCD of that number and 12 must be 1. So you know what are the numbers? We will just write that. So the numbers less than 12 and prime to 12 are, so what are the numbers less than 12 and prime to 12? 1 is, sorry,
5 and 11.
why not 1? 1 is also there. GCD of 1 and 12 is also 1. So 1, 2 is not prime, 3 is not prime, 4 is not prime, 5 is prime to 12 because 5 comma 12, the GCD of 5 comma 12 is 1. 6 is not prime to 12, 7 is prime to 12, 8 is not prime, 9 is not prime, GCD is 3, 10 is not prime, GCD is 2, 11 is prime to 12. These are the four of them which are prime to 12 and less than 12. So now we have an idea of special roots. Now remember, these two will be the reciprocal of each other because whenever the sum is n, one of them is the reciprocal of each other because alpha to the power 12 equals to 1. So alpha to the power 11 is 1 by alpha and these two are prime to each other. Prime in the sense reciprocal. That means that, let me write it down, otherwise you get confused. So what are the roots? R is 1, 5, 7, 11. Okay, so if I call this as alpha, so hold on, I solve it. Let's first compute for r equals to 1. So for r equals to 1, what I have, cos of 2r pi by 12 plus I sine 2r pi by 12. That is cos of pi by 6 plus I sine pi by 6. Pi by 6 means 30 degree. Cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2 and sine 30 degree is half. So what is the answer? Root 3 plus I by 2. So this is one special root. And for r equals to 5, so cos of this will become 2 into 5, 10 pi by 12 plus I sine 10 pi by 12. This is nothing but 5 pi by 6. This is nothing but 5 pi by 6. Cos of 5 pi by 6 can be written as pi minus pi by 6 plus I sine pi minus pi by 6, which is cos of pi minus theta is minus cos theta and sine of pi minus theta is sine theta. This is trigonometry. So what I will get? Minus root 3 by 2 plus I sine root 3 by 2. This is another special root. Now I will not compute for 7 and 11. I know 11 will be the reciprocal of this. That is very obvious. And 7 will be the reciprocal of this. So thus, all the special roots of x to the power 12 minus 1 equals to 0 are as follows. So the first special root is this, root 3 plus I by 2, and another will be for r equals to 11. So for r equals to 11, it will be the reciprocal of this. Reciprocal of this will just be minus here. Always keep that in mind. And another special root will be this, and reciprocal of this, because alpha to the power 7 is the reciprocal of alpha to the power 5, reciprocal of this will guaranteed be this. So these are the 4 special roots. And you can also guarantee why, because you know when I have a real polynomial whose coefficients are real numbers, that means the roots the complex is always occur in conjugate pairs. So if plus is a root, minus must be, and if plus is a root, minus must be. So these are the special roots of this equation. So we have an idea how to find the special roots now. We just go through it once. So what is the answer given by the next previous theorem was that what are the special roots of x to the power n minus 1 equals to 0? It is those roots, okay, which are prime to n. That means cos of, like you have to, suppose n is any number, you have to choose all those r which are prime to n, and you have the formula for getting the roots, you can get it. So the previous theorem can find the special roots for any integer now. Okay, the previous theorem now find the special root of x to the power n. Okay. Now one note is very obvious. If n is a prime, then every root of x to the power n minus 1 is a special root, except 1. Every root of this except 1 is a special root. Again, this is very obvious by the previous theorem that we did. Why? Because if n is a prime number, every integer less than n will be prime to n. Right? So except 1 cannot be a special root definitely, because 1 is the root of x minus 1 equals to 0. So except 1, every root of this equation will be a special root. Hey, also number of special roots in this case will be how much? Can you tell me? How many special roots will be there in this particular case? How much, Gaurav? How much special roots will be there in this case when n is a prime?
N factorial.
Hi. How can this happen? N minus n minus 1. Why 2? Only 1 is not a root, no? Only 1 is not a root. So, and rest all are special roots. So, this can maximum have n number of roots, and 1 is not a root. That means n minus 1. So, in this case, the number of special roots will be n minus 1.